Hello fellow gamers out there. Today I brought you a PS1 game which you probably never played. Except if you are from Japan, as this game has never been released to the Western world, but thanks to a fan translation, nowadays we can play it in English. I like these fan-made projects because in this way we can play potential hidden gems. But is this game a hidden gem? We will find out today. You probably noticed that I'm trying to delay the unavoidable and pronounce the name of the game, which is ACONCAGUA. No, that's not right. It should be ACONCAGUA. With that over, let's do the introduction and grab some warm clothes as we are going to the Andes mountain. My name is Mr. Zolsta. Welcome on my channel where I review great old games. Our story begins in the fictional South American country Meruza, between Chile and Argentina. Let's say that the country is not the one where I would spend a minute. I don't even want to land there. But there is always hope, even at the darkest of times. And for Meruza, the hope is Pachamama, the daughter of the first president of Meruza. She started a democratic movement and currently on her way back to Meruza. The game starts with a flyby view of a passenger aircraft. As we are zooming in, we can see the glory of the PS1 era graphics. Some guys are chilling in their seats, looks like some kind of journalists who are trying to get an interview with Pachamama. But something happens, and let's say the interview is cancelled. Oh shit, we are going down! So, our plane just crashed in the Andes and we are very lucky as we are survived without a scratch. Even our bag is just chilling in the corner with our climbing gloves.
What happened? Where am I?
I was surprised that this game is a point-and-click game. You move the cursor, press the O button, and your character makes an action or moves to the spot. For the first few minutes it was unusual for a game like this, but after that I actually enjoyed it. It made the controls much better than a broken tank style control where you can stuck behind objects. So when you gathered your stuff, it is time to look around for other survivors. Surprisingly, you find more and more people who have survived the crash without any serious injuries. I raised my eyebrows a bit as this is quite unrealistic, but if everyone would die there would be no game to play, so let's just get over it. I actually enjoyed how the story started. It was not a slow burn, you jump straight into a serious trouble and you wonder how are you going to survive this. The music and the atmosphere of the game is very good. It reminds me of those action B movies from the 80s, those which were not too serious but still were fun to watch. Throughout the game, the story kept my interest, and it had quite few twists and turns, and it happened quite few times that you achieved something, you felt that, okay, the rescue is now coming, but of course something happened at the last second. But you notice early in the game that you are going to play with multiple characters, and each of them have different skills. You have Pachamama, who can speak Spanish, you have Steve, the engineer with the toolkit, or Julia, who is skilled with a knife. You can easily switch between your characters with the press of a button, and what is even better, that there is no load time when this happens, even if the other character is in a different screen or room. This is a big plus, as if you would have to wait seconds between character changes, that would be annoying after a while, even if we know that the PS1 had its limits. What I enjoyed in this game is that you can make constant progress. In most point-and-click adventure games, you can stuck on every other screen trying to figure out what you should do with your various items in your inventory. Here this is not the case, and you cannot even leave an area before you gathered or used all the necessary items from the current area. As I mentioned earlier, each character has different skills. Someone is more stronger, this character can be used for tasks which require more strength. You can give items easily to other characters, however it is only possible if the character really needs that item. This eliminates the pointless "let's try to use this hammer with all of my characters" problem. Another good point for the developers for not wasting the time of the players. be like that. There are so many games in our backlog, we cannot waste any time. Having multiple characters are a clever way to solve problems. Like here, when I had to sound an alarm to lure a soldier out from his post, while I hide with my other character somewhere is a prime example. And also, there's a sense of a real team and teamwork in some situations. The characters are not just standing around. For example, the engineer can open a door, not by a keycard, he even gives you a clue about it. However, it is a bit useless, as he already chosen the character for a reason to investigate the door. As the story progresses, we are going to visit interesting places like a hidden radio station in the mountains, old native villages, which is good, as if you keep walking just in the snow, the game would start to be boring. There are also some funny moments which makes you smile, like when you instruct Julia to investigate the pissoir, she makes a comment about it, or when she does not want to change her clothes out in the open, which is understandable, but that's probably the least of their worries in that moment. I have to mention that the game is not too long. Depending how good you are with adventure games, it can be finished in 3 to 5 hours. I mentioned that the game is not too difficult, however there are some parts where it is not really clear what you have to do next. There are no crazy cryptic things which makes you crazy, I hate those. Here, let's say you found an oxygen canister in a tent and you have to figure out how you're going to stop the enemies to shoot you. You have to walk back a few screens, throw it into a fire, and this causes an avalanche. Sometimes you have time limits for each task. These are not too bad because luckily you can save very often, however, not manually, so if you mess up something, you can reload any time without losing a lot of progress. And now let's see what they enjoy in ACONCAGUA. Well, first of all, the story is interesting. You're not fighting against zombies or monsters. The situation is believable and it could be real. The game is also not too difficult, which makes it a better experience for those who are not adventure game veterans. I also like the clever use of the team. The team members and the characters, they have good personalities. The overall atmosphere and music of the game is good. Also, the game is not too long. I believe this between 3 and 5 hours is enough. It has been filled with enough action, and the story that dragging out for a longer period of time would be a downside. So what is that I don't like about the game? I can't really say any minor or major negative things about the game. Very minor thing is that sometimes if the camera is not in a perfect way, you cannot interact with an object, and this can cause some walking left and right until the camera adjusts itself. So, in conclusion, would I recommend playing ACONCAGUA today? Well, if you like adventure games and you want something new apart from the normal zombie or monster killing theme, give this a try. Even if you are a seasoned veteran, this game will give you a few hours of fun. The controls, the story, the atmosphere is still good. So, grab your hat and some warm jacket and give it a try. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed yet, now it is a great time to do so. Also, the YouTube algorithm has chosen a video for you. It is on the screen now, check it out. Thank you for being with me here today, and I'll see you in the next Backlog Quest video.